So let's just settle into our meditation posture and really feel the soles of your feet connecting with the earth beneath you. Shoulders are aligned with the hips. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. The head is slightly tipped forward. Just imagine you're lengthening, and then just take your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the face and the body and the neck and the limbs, all the way down to your toes. Take a nice deep breath. Just be aware if there is any sounds in your environment. So just be aware that you're not kind of following those sounds. Just keep the mind on the breath and then notice the thoughts as they arise. And whatever it is that it's arising in the mind, just know that it's okay, whatever's going on, insecurity, love, desire, hatred, anger, whatever's going on there, it's all good. It's just where you're at right now. So then notice with curiosity and interest what's there, and then try to take a step back from it so you don't judge what's there. You're interested, curious, relieved to know what you can see. And then think of all those people of our life, our loved ones, the ones we don't particularly like, and then those folk in our life who are just the complete strangers. Maybe we'll only ever see them once in our life, and we don't even really care. Keep in mind that they can change place at any time. Also keep in mind they're all equal, the same as you and me, and they wish to be happy and they wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity. We all share it for Buddhahood. It's our potential. It's who we really are. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life. And I want to just keep in mind my very dear friend from next door, Cindy, who's got this horrible infection in her right eye right now and can only see through one. So I think there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We're creating negativity with our mind, so we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we purify by applying the 4 opponent powers. So we start with the power of regret. And so sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions, both the body and the speech. And then in general, and regret. Regret's not the same as guilt. Regret implies that you're planning on doing something about it, in terms of not doing it again or refrain from doing it. So kind of this section on regret, power of regret, kind of maps into this section at the end where we decide we're going to refrain from harming. So a reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. So given that we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, we're necessarily going to experience suffering sometime down the track when we cause suffering. And given that maybe we don't want these seeds to ripen and that we don't know what we've maybe done in the past, it would make sense to pull out the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So you think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regretting the anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods we can use to purify. And we're not needing Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us, we are purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine, his methods. You can imagine Vajrasattva on the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is your teacher manifesting in this aspect for your benefit, the mind of your teacher. And he's made a radiant, blissful white light sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has this beautiful, beautiful face, radiant. His eyes are long, they're shaped like lotus petals, and he's peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is tied up in a top knot. He has this 5-pointed crown on his head. His arms crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, so the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you have harmed recently in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to manifest as suffering for them somewhere down the track. And that suffering is going to ripen at a very inconvenient time, most likely. So I think must purify for their sake and for all the sentient beings. So here we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual practice of purification. So we start with the body, and imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of all of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mebi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva hum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentiment with your body is now completely purified. I think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with the body. So the next is the purification of the speech, and Vajrasattva now very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Tita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Tita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita. Tita meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva hum pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita. Tita meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva hum pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita. Tita meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva hum pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita. Tita meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva hum pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita. Tita meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva hum pe. So again, feel so happy. All your speech is now completely purified. I think there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with the words that come out of your mouth. So next is the purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra. It kind of arcs around into your crown. It fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room, you flick on that switch and the light instantly dispels the darkness. So the moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negative of your mind, so all the attachment, unhealthy desire, anxiety, depression, insecurity, grudges, bitterness, jealousy, Rinpoche used to call it jealousness, all of this instantly dispelled. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita. Dida meboa, Sutokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Bajasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sutokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Bajasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sutokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sutokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sutokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sutokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sutokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe. So just imagine all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified, and think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida meboa, Sudokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sudokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sudokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sutokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida meboa, Sutokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Satra Ahum Pe, Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Miboa, Zitokaya Miboa, Sipokaya Miboa, Anarakta Miboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe, Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Miboa, Sitokaya Miboa, Sipokaya Miboa, Anarakta Miboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the final step in the purification process, and a really crucial one. And this is this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. And anyway, we'll at least to refrain from harming as much as we can. And this also means towards ourselves. And so without this decision that we make, without this determination, we're just going to keep doing the same old things over and over again because we have habits and we're human. So let's just meditate for a couple of minutes. Think of something that you're working on. Rejoice in your efforts to start with. And then think of something that you would like personally to refrain from doing. Maybe just you maybe chat too much. Maybe you gossip too much. Maybe you play too many computer games or too much time in front of a screen or too much chocolate, whatever. And then really try and stick to whatever goal it is you set for yourself between now and tomorrow. Imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And you think my guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. So next, Lamsa Rinpoche would recommend at the end of a practice like this to meditate on emptiness. So we think in emptiness there is no I, the creative negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think in this way, think of all phenomena as being empty. They don't exist from their own side. I can also think that perhaps the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's do His Holiness's long life prayer, and then maybe His Holiness's swift return prayer for Rinpoche. So the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso Beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Let's just pop that other one in. Thank you. This is one from His Holiness. Okay. Peerless Peerless teacher and assembly of children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratikya Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, together with your lineage, all the objects of refuge of the infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness to accomplish this prayer. In holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable Venerable Guru, to you I make request. Sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, while striving exclusively for the welfare of the victorious ones, teachings, and mother living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. At this I lost hope. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels and the great waves of the mind generation of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a new reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Kalama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness succeeds out of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. Now for Geshe-Share, beloved teacher leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. All right, everyone. Sleep well. Lots of love.